Welcome back. It is Monday, July 3rd, and our three favorite picks are on the way. It's Austin, and I think you guys know who's going to be joining me. It's our friend Logan. Let's recap, and we're going to talk about our first favorite picks of the day. And yesterday, honestly, it ended our 4-day winning streak, but technically we were on 5 straight non-losing days because yesterday was a 1-1-1 day. A very weird day in the MLB. Logan had the Cardinals money line, which was our one winner of the day. They were plus 100, hence why we won back a full unit. I had the Brewers and Pirates under 9, which pushed. It just looked like it had such a good chance. And we had a brutal Pirates error in the 8th, which cost us a couple runs. And the Diamondbacks Angels over 8.5 was looking so good. 6 runs scored in the first 2 innings. Then the offense is just dried up, and it was 7. But either way, a 1-1-1 day. No harm, no foul. I mean, not much we can do really there. But either way, we're going to dive into our favorite picks. Nothing else to promote. Let's get on into it. And I'm going to start with the first one, and we're going to go to a game that I don't necessarily know if a lot of people will be on. I think a lot of people will be on one side of it, but I'm just going to take a team total in this one. It's going to be a little different. I'm going to offer some pivots, and let's talk about it. I'm going to the Nationals. It's on DraftKings minus 110. And while I don't necessarily know, my internet might go in and out. We're right outside Yosemite for the people that are like, Austin, where the heck are you? I'm in California, right outside Yosemite. Going to do some hiking today, but hopefully we're going to win you guys some money along the way too. Now, I play this to battle around minus 130. If you're looking for some pivots, naturally you would think about the Nationals team total full game, which is 4.5. I don't mind it there. And if you're on FanDuel, I don't mind like a first 5 same game parlay, which is the Nationals plus 2.5 in the first 5, maybe the over 3.5 runs in the first 5 innings as well, about minus 124. But let's be honest, why am I on this team total? Because you need 3 runs in the first 5. That's how we cash this one. I don't care what the Reds do. We need 3 runs out of the Nats. And why we're doing this? Well, we're looking straight at our man, Luke Weaver. Now, Logan faded Luke Weaver in his last start, and Luke Weaver did his thing. He gave up 4 earned runs. The problem was that was the game Kyle Gibson gave up 6. And look, at the end of the day, we don't care how the Nationals pitcher pitches today. We just need them to go out there and bring the bats to, and I think they will. Now, you look at Weaver's other props. You're looking at his earned runs line sitting at 3.5. He doesn't have an outs line this morning, but I'd imagine it's 15.5. So if I were getting this at 2.5 instead of 3.5, hey, I'll take it. We got some favorable weather conditions. Got an over under at 10.5, and I think the Nationals have a chance to win this game outright. And while I'm not going out on that limb because I don't really trust Jake Irvin, who's pitching for the Nats, I do think that the Nationals offense is going to show up today. You look at yesterday. They showed up against Ranger Suarez. Everyone was on Suarez, whether it was K-Prop or whether it was his outs line. And there's a little bit of a bad beat on that outs line, but still, he was at like 95 pitches going into the 5th. But either way, I think they're going to have a chance. They got 5 runs up on Ranger. I certainly think they can do it against Luke Weaver. Now, you look at Weaver, enters with a 6.96 ERA and a 1.61 whip. In June, he wasn't any better. He had a 10.29 ERA in June, and Weaver allowed 3 or more earned runs in 11 of his 13 starts. This is the guy that on the road's been even worse, allowing a 322 batting average, a 374 on base percentage, a .911 on OPS. So this is a guy that just really hasn't been doing too well for this Reds team. Honestly, if this Reds lineup or the pitching could get even better, this team could be really dangerous going into the fall. But I mean, they still have some good pitchers. Abbott's been absolutely cooking, but Weaver's really been holding this team back. You look at his percentiles: 10th in expected batting average and expected slugging, 14th in whiff percentage and chase rate, 22nd in K percentage, 25th in hard hit percentage. This guy not missing bats and giving up some hard hits. And this is the Nationals team. While they're not going to hit a lot of home runs, is a team that has that potential to go on that hit parade. The 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive hits in a row, getting on base, whether it's the walk, which Weaver sometimes struggles with walking guys. So I really like this Nats team. Doesn't strike out really a whole lot. That's why Weaver's strikeout line sitting at like 3.5 with plus money on the over. And while you would normally like to see some experience against a guy like Weaver, really don't have a lot of plate appearances. Corey Dickerson has 11 of the team's 15 total PAs versus him, so they really haven't seen him a whole lot, but I'm not too worried about that. Like I said, the Nats just put up 5 on Ranger Suarez. I'm confident they can put up at least 3 against Luke Weaver. Weaver also didn't allow a home run in his last start against the Orioles. He's got to go back-to-back starts this season without allowing a home run, so I think at the end of the day, this Nats team does not really hit a lot of home runs. So pretty much at the bottom of that, but this is a team with a lot of, power for those extra base hits, getting those doubles, getting guys in scoring position, which is all you can ask for when you're taking a team total at 2.5. I think we got plenty of chances from every single inning in this one against Luke Weaver, and unless they pull up on us, I'm confident that we can see Luke Weaver at least give us 3 runs, and maybe heck, if there's an unearned run in there, I won't complain. But Logan, I really like this one, but I heard you got a good pick. What's it going to be? I think you're running it back.
I am running it back, and sort of, right? I'm taking a money line. I'm going to the Cardinals versus Marlins game, and I'm taking the Cardinals money line plus 110 odds on Bet365. Now, if this seems like deja vu from yesterday, you're watching today's episode, because I did pick the Cardinals yesterday, and I would like an apology because everyone and their mother in the comments said, terrible pick. How can you fade Garrett Cole? look, man, I knew what I was doing fading an ace on Sunday and kind of doing a line reading in this one. This one isn't as much as a line read as it was yesterday, but coming off a big series win yesterday versus the Yankees, this is a must-have series again for the Cardinals. So they're playing with their backs against the wall because this is to save their season. Yesterday was like one of those games I'm like, if they can beat Garrett Cole and establish some momentum going into the All-Star break, maybe there is hope for this Cardinals team. And I think they're going to absolutely come out with some desperation today. The Marlins, on the other hand, are coming off a humbling sweep by the Braves. Could they come out a little bit flat? Yes, absolutely. I could see it. I once again think this Marlins team's punching above their weight most of the year. They've been a really good story, but I mean, the second half of the year, I think they're going to tail off pretty hard. Now, who's starting for the Marlins today? Braxton Garrett. 3.53 ERA and a 1.13 whip. Pretty solid numbers for the lefty on the mound. Yeah, I can't really poke holes in those numbers. He's got a good K rate and a good walk rate. Those are two things you do like to see. But some of the other stats for Braxton Garrett are a bit troubling. 27th percentile in expected batting average, 30th percentile in expected slugging, 12th percentile in hard hit percentage. So you look at those, and if he's not missing bats and the Cardinals are putting the ball in play, I really do like their chances to get some hits and runs up on him for sure today, because we saw how the Cardinals attacked Garrett Cole yesterday. They were swinging and missing sometimes, but they were also putting the ball in play. And what happened? Good things happened, of course. You look at in June 2022, Garrett did face this Cardinals team. Cardinals, he went 4 2/3 innings pitch, gave up 5 earned runs. Now I know that was a little bit different Cardinals lineup back in June of last year, but still these hitters have seen him before because the Cardinals haven't had so much turnover. They've still got the Goldschmidt and Arenado and Edman and things like that. I think they will be able to hit Braxton Garrett today. In their last 3 games, the Cardinals hitting .306 versus left-handed pitchers. So I expect them to be able to do it once again today and give Miles Mikolas some run support. Miles Mikolas starting for the Cardinals today, 4.44 ERA and a 1.38 whip. Now this guy, Miles Mikolas, we love him. We love the mustache. He's been really up and down most of the year. It really is sometimes hard to pick which type of start you're getting from Miles Mikolas, but that's why it's gambling, right? I will take my chances with a decent Miles Mikolas start because even though, it's a lot of his StatCast numbers are in the blue circles, which we don't like to see, he's been a better pitcher on the road. Like it's weird. He's got the home road splits kind of flip-flopped. He's got a 3.63 ERA on the road compared to a 5.32 ERA at home. So it does pitch better in that road situation, which he finds himself today. And when Miles Mikolas has that sinker and soft contact working, and he's getting these hitters to just roll over on the ball, induce the soft contact, that's how he gets the numbers like he had in May, where he was having those 1-2 earned run type outings, and not late June where he was having the 5 earned run type outings, because we can't afford that today from Miles Mikolas. But I expect him to be able to go out and put up a decent showing versus this Marlins offense has been struggling recently. The Miami Marlins only hitting .204 in their last 3 games. I mean, I don't really know how you trust this Marlins offense outside of Luis Arraez. I'm going to be honest with you, but I think he should be able to hold it down. Look at the bullpen. St. Louis 22nd in bullpen ERA, Miami 18th in bullpen ERA. Not a huge difference there. I was encouraged with what I saw from the Cardinals bullpen yesterday against the Yankees. I liked how they did not implode and they did not sell that game, because obviously they could have if they wanted to and wanted to put me in pain. But I think, I think the Cardinals bullpen is a little bit better option when they are clicking on all cylinders. We saw the Marlins bullpen get absolutely touched up by the Braves, but who doesn't these days? I still like the Cardinals. I like the Redbirds in this one. I'm getting plus value on it. I'll go ahead and take a shot on them today. Austin, our third pick is a kind of collab total pick. Tell people what we're rolling with. I think you're on mute.
I'm on mute, but I did say that you faded one Garrett yesterday, and now you're fading another one today. I like it. But let's dive into our third final pick. Yeah, we're on mute. We're in a weird scenario, but let's dive into our third and final pick, and we're going to talk about this one both. Now we're going to an under pick. Yesterday's we took an over, didn't work out. Hopefully this under can work out, and let's go to this one. We're talking about the Mariners and Giants taking the under at 7.5 minus 110 on FanDuel. Be very surprised if this line changed. Honestly, it looks like it's going to stay and put at that. If it goes down, don't really want to take a 1 at 7, but you can. Obviously, we need this to be 6 or 7 runs to cash this one. But let's talk about the weather. 30% or minus 30% for home runs, minus 8% for runs. That's on Ballpark Pal. And also, this game opened up at 6.5 on the under yesterday. I don't think I've seen a single game open at 6.5 this year, or even a single game close at 6.5. It's not a surprise to see the public hammer the over, but the fact that they set this line at 6.5, got to be a pretty good indicator they do not expect a lot of runs to be scored here. And if they score a ton of runs, oh well, we'll live with it. But let's talk about Logan Webb, and then Logan can talk about the other side. But Logan Webb's going to start for the home team Giants, and the Giants have lost 2 straight versus the Mets, returning back home, looking to obviously get a win here, enter the All-Star break with a little bit of momentum. This was obviously a really good team. At the end of June, this Giants team really winning games. Now, you look at Webb, 3.43 ERA and 1.12 whip. His expected ERA, 3.66, so not expecting much regression to come his way. This is right on par with where he was last year. He's in the 94th percentile for walks and 80th in chase rate. So this is a guy that is missing some bats here and there. His strikeout props 5.5, had 5 Ks, I think, on the dot in 3 straight, but he's not giving up free base runners, which you cannot afford free base runners when you got an under, because then that free base runner could turn into a guy getting hit around or a home run. It's just not what you want to see, and he hasn't been doing that. Now you look at Webb, like a normal pitcher, unlike Miles Michaelis, he's got the normal home road splits. I mean, he has a 2.31 ERA and a 1.03 whip at home. And what I really like about him, number 1 in the majors with a 61% ground ball percentage. That's by far the best one. I think the next closest is around 58, 59%. So he's really getting those soft, the ground balls. And if he can get those soft ground balls, we could turn some double plays. And double plays really help you when you're taking an under. I mean, you could be in a bad spot and that double play could get you out of a tough jam. And Logan Webb's obviously capable of doing that. Now you look at Webb coming off a 5 earned run game in Toronto, so expect a little bit of a bounce back. But honestly, you look at his ERA in June, it was already around 4.5, but he had a tough schedule. Obviously, he just faced the Blue Jays. He had the Diamondbacks in there, the Dodgers, the Cardinals, the Rockies in Coors Field, and the Orioles. All these teams are very good at hitting, and while I'm not saying the Mariners are any different from them, we've seen this Mariners offense. We can't trust them. They looked competent in their Ray series, but they were also at home in that one. On the road, 25th in batting average, 28th in batting average versus right-handed pitchers, with Webb is a righty. So at the end of the day, I really do think Logan Webb can give us a chance here. We're not asking him, to throw 7 innings pitch scoreless, but if he can give, 2, 3 earned runs, this is a guy that could go 7 innings pitch, even longer into this one if he's getting those soft ground ball outs. So I really think he's pitching for the Mariners today, Logan.
Yeah, it's going to be Brian Wu for the Mariners today. 4.37 ERA and a 1.24 whip. Look, I actually really do like Brian Wu. Outside of his debut against the Rangers, he's been really solid. And look at his expected ERA, only 2.47. So it's kind of weird when the StatCast numbers actually favor your expected ERA to be significantly lower than an already 4.37 ERA. So we do really like to see that. And Wu's last 3 starts, 1-0 and 2 earned runs allowed. I mean, he's just absolutely been clicking. I think it's hard to say he's going to slip up today. He faces a Giants offense. Now, narrative time. I know everyone loves this narrative, and I've attacked it before. Faces a Giants offense that's coming off a Sunday night baseball game, traveling back into the West Coast time zone. Is that a factor? Are they a little bit groggy? Maybe. I mean, they are humans at the end of the day, but I don't like to pick analysis based on that. I just did want to point it out because we watched the Giants last night, and they've got sort of a quick turnaround today. Giants only hitting 214 in their last 3 games. I mean, it's hard to expect them to be able to turn that around against a really good strikeout guy like Brian Wu. Giants 28th in strikeouts. We've seen Wu have games of 7 and 9 Ks in his last 3 starts. And then in bullpens, these are 2 bullpens we can and should trust. Giants 9th in bullpen ERA, Mariners 10th in bullpen ERA. With 2 top 10 bullpens, I think the runs are going to be hard to come by in this one. I think the under is certainly the play. Austin, can we finally get a sweep today? Because today the day.
Man, we are long overdue a sweep, but I'll still take those profitable days. 1-1 in one day is not in the cards today. We cannot do that. So let's at least get another profitable day. We've been on a pretty good run here. Hopefully we can continue this momentum into the 4th of July. And hopefully we can go 3-0 because we certainly are due that sweepage. But we really like these 3 plays. As always, let us know your favorite plays down below. We also have a parlay of the day on Dimers. It's a hit parlay. If you want to check it out, top link in the description. I'll also put the link right above my face or right below my face. You can click on it. Just go check out some hitters that we're trusting today. But either way, Logan, let's have a great day, and we'll hopefully bounce back and have a great 3-0 day. That's all we're asking for. We're not asking for much. Just one 3-0 day. Throw us a bone, Bucks. But either way, we'll see you guys in the next one. Logan and Austin signing out. Catch you later. Peace.